In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris. You did a bow then.
I did a little bow, hands
Nick
together bow.
did a little bow when he was introducing
I'm just
himself.
respecting you guys.
Thank you. What do you do with your hand, Chris Ray?
I'm holding a beer.
Oh,
with
of course.
both of my hands.
Before that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's not talk about that.
No.
We'd best not.
Not on a visual medium like a
I mean,
podcast.
you'll smell it soon enough, so...
I like the little pause before saying shit. Is that trying something new or?
Yeah.
New shit.
Yeah, I'm actually realising that
I didn't like it.
I hate it. I hate change. I've told you this.
I'm actually kind of realising that I'd done that on a different podcast, and I thought it'd be like a dramatic moment.
It was quite dramatic.
All it comes across as is he's forgotten what to say.
It did come across.
Yeah,
I thought you were
dead air.
composing yourself because I was trying to put you off.
I try not to look at you most days. I've learned that.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Certainly during the duration of this record.
Zoom. Yeah, you've picked up some ugly habits after
you.
like a year and a half of being on Zoom.
I'm
basically.
very socially unaware now, yeah.
Chris loves to try and psych you out. Like
I do enjoy that, yeah.
Well,
sometimes it
in the
works.
intro.
Well, 31 years and counting. It hasn't quite happened yet.
Well, to an extent. Not completely psyched out. Not
Yeah.
like you've ended up in a facility somewhere.
Yeah.
No, this could all be
your imaginary friends.
an illusion of my tortured brain.
Yeah, sure. You're a podcast, John.
Quite broom, Nick. I like to say that like I've known Chris Ray pretty much all my life.
Too long.
Yeah, some would say too.
But I'm guessing from the age of like 4, one would imagine.
More or less. When we
Really?
went to school, certainly.
Yeah.
That was like reception. No.
Reception.
You went to the same reception.
We sure did.
There were a blissful kind of 4 years where you weren't a part of my life on a regular basis.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. Well, I was
get
just
lost?
I was just a baby in that.
Oh, I see that. I see the.
I was relatively
I thought we
unself-aware.
meant post the meeting at 4.
Oh no,
Keep up, Nicholas, honestly.
No, I
can't
was
be
busy
around.
like growing and that.
Oh, I see.
Focusing on that side of things. Really thinking about myself, I guess.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
putting some time in and
Doing some me time.
doing the work.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
working on yourself.
I mean, I think we can agree the results speak for themselves.
Well, they do.
So-
Yes, they are speaking for themselves right now.
Thank you.
I think we can agree that all those events, all those cosmic interactions, all led to us being here this evening.
And I'm also here.
And
and invited guests.
The stars have aligned for Chris and John, and Nick is kind of there, I guess.
yeah, and you got to bear witness.
I got to.
Congratulations.
I feel like you guys are both on the bike and I'm in the sidecar.
Uh,
But which
That
one of
sounds
you-
very dangerous.
Which one of you's on the front?
I was saying that's a
bike?
bit presumptuous, actually. I kind of like running
Okay,
behind.
running behind. Yeah, sure, but tethered.
Yeah.
Give me the tether at least.
We've got some of that bungee wire.
Yeah, maybe I'm scraping along on my face.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah. I'm there.
Yeah.
When we
It's-
take a picture of like the show called Hate Crew, it's going to be you two in the middle, and it's just me like cropped half out. Christmas party 2021.
Yeah.
now that it's we've been talking about how this is like the 3rd or 4th episode we've done in person.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh yeah.
Since
certainly
fourth?
At least, at least 3.
Since the unpleasantness was finally over. It's all over.
It's
all
yeah,
over.
It's
It's
been
finished.
over. It's been over for
done.
months,
as you may have
probably.
heard. And today I'm very glad the weather changed, because as much as I enjoy seeing you two, the prospect of doing this, say, yesterday,
Yes.
in those temperatures,
I mean, it is still quite hot.
this is better.
This is fine,
This is better.
but I can feel the mug. in the
Yesterday
air.
would have been boy soup, wouldn't it? We would have been
soup, yeah.
wet and smelly.
It would not have been good.
It would have been horrible.
Yeah.
I have also just been dying
Yes.
of hay fever. Like,
I've heard this a lot. Has hay fever been particularly bad this year?
well, the last 3 days, yes.
Okay.
Like
I've been seeing it a lot on the social.
I could not see the socials because my eyes were bleeding.
I understand.
I try swiping up and it's just blood and mucus all
To
the
be
way
fair,
up the
that's
screen.
Twitter anyway, so...
Yeah.
John, you'll know the answer to this.
Hi.
Is hay fever exclusively for nerds?
Is it real?
Not exclusively.
It seems to be that cool people don't get hay
I
fever.
feel,
Yeah.
I feel we perfected it.
Sure.
You know.
Can I have your lunch money? Dribble face.
That was very polite the way he said
was
it.
too
And that's
polite.
why he's
Yeah.
failed the test, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Because he asked. Yeah.
I'm not going to do it because
what's that
I think
you're-
you might actually give me some money.
Hey, I get that you're wearing like a kind of like football jacket, and I'm kind of intimidated by that.
Football. I like the terminology of that. By the way. A football jacket.
Keep going, he hasn't noticed.
I see you're wearing an association football
Yeah.
blazer.
Circa 1982.
But Pokemon cards are pouring out of your pocket
You
as
no.
we speak.
No. That's a Sheffield Wednesday shiny, that is. You back off.
That's a terrific reference.
That is. Oh man,
Football stickers 95.
Yeah.
hard to believe, isn't it? I don't think any child alive today knows how wonderful it was to have a sticker collection
Yeah.
back in the day.
I didn't give a flying fuck about football.
No, but the
But
sticker
I
book.
loved football.
I've still got my 95 sticker book somewhere.
Have you?
Like
Why,
completed.
why 95? Why was that?
That was sort of the year that I think most people think of. It had the blue cover, and it had Ian Wright was on the front and a Liverpool player. And I think that's. I don't know why I remember these things.
and another player.
And, yeah, and
also
another
another
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
The Nick of
He was,
football.
he was the Nick of Panini stickers. Yeah. So that was the one I identify with. I
Yeah.
think that's the one most people probably remember.
I think I collected it yearly for about 3 or 4 years, around 95. So I probably had 95.
How would you describe this to anybody who didn't go through that particular childhood experience of mid-90s in the UK? How would you describe this to them?
Well, you get a book, and it's got lots of empty spaces.
you say book, let's roll it back.
Yeah,
We're not talking
Well, do you want
like...
to explain what a book is?
A hastily stapled pamphlet.
It's not a
Yeah.
it's not a prestige edition of Pride and Prejudice.
No,
It's a
You get it from your local newsagent.
it's a flimsy sort of magazine style.
Yeah, very much a magazine
Thing,
album.
yeah.
But imagine a magazine, but everything is missing from the magazine.
Yeah.
And it's all just empty squares.
It's like Heat magazine.
having now done a bit of publishing, easiest book in the world.
Easiest book in the
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doesn't take long to read.
It's making me think actually this is something we could do.
Well, actually, yes. No, slightly.
God. Yeah.
Let's put a pin in that. We'll,
Okay, yeah, cool.
We'll delete this segment.
Idea for a business.
Take a memo. Nobody steal this idea. But yeah, and they were like the size of, kind of like the size of playing cards. These stickers, weren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
they were. So you get them in packs from your local supermarket or newsagent.
Like
a packs.
like a
Yeah.
collectible card game.
Very
like,
much so,
like
yeah.
a Pokemon card,
if
Sure.
you will. But predate.
but it had an adhesive back.
and with
Yeah.
no gameplay at all.
And
Not
it
at
had
all.
footballers on it.
Yeah.
Instead of cartoons.
what was quite interesting is that you could collect players, but then there were the badges of the team.
Which was like the ace.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
That was the
and that was
shiny.
almost
Yeah.
inevitably the
That was
shiny.
the
wasn't
Were
it?
they
Yeah.
always shiny?
The club badges were always shiny.
think they were, yeah.
And I think there were special ones as well in addition.
I feel like they
Were
were.
some players shiny as
I
well?
don't think it was players. I think it
No.
was sort of like stadiums and things like that.
Yes, grounds
Something like
were.
that.
And also, I
Yeah.
think there would be like scenes. So there'd be like a
Yeah.
famous tackle or whatever. And it'd be like punching a ref.
like,
let's not start talking about famous tackles.
like that time that guy's leg snapped in half.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just that.
David
that
Boost.
bit is
David
holographic.
Boost. His
Not-
name was.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I mean that was. Don't look it up. Whatever you do, listener, don't look up David Boost while you're listening to this. It's horrendous.
Yeah.
That was
think I
around
have seen that
'95,
clip.
playing for Coventry City against Manchester United.
Yeah, I've got the shiny of it.
There you go.
It was
It was,
a
a lithographic.
two-part sticker. You had to put
It had to be. His leg was so far
Yeah,
up
the way
pitch.
his leg was facing, you had no choice.
and it was always just like, it was like the photo they would take at the start of the season of every footballer, like
It's like
to
a
show,
passport photo.
yeah, like
They still
like
do that.
mid body.
Do they
sort
still
of,
do football stickers?
Well, they do football stickers for the Euros, which is ongoing,
Oh, okay.
and that's made by Panini, the good folks at Panini.
I always thought it was weird they were called.
But they don't do ones every year now,
Right.
just for big tournaments.
Sure.
And who published the UK version of Sonic the Comic?
Panini.
Panini.
Was it really?
It was.
How about that?
Yeah, what a crossover.
Yeah, wouldn't be here today. Maybe without that.
Saved your life.
Yeah, but that's something
We wouldn't be here today, and Nick's here too.
Hello.
So
I feel that's when my interest in football peaked. I feel.
yeah, fair enough.
And it wasn't that much, really. Like, you were more interested in the
It
stickers.
was a very low.
the
peak.
collectability. Because I'd
The
argue
collectability,
I
yeah.
didn't give a shit about... I learned a lot of footballers' names at the time,
Yeah.
though. Not that I could tell
I
you
bet you
any
remember
of
a
them.
lot of '90s footballers. If I were to reel off some names,
I might.
I bet you'd remember them. I'm not saying I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Steve McManaman.
No, I don't remember.
Oh, forget it then.
I feel, like when Chris Ray, you describe something about football, and I'll say something like, "Oh, are they the ones who play in red and white or something like that?"
And Chris will inevitably say no.
And I will,
I'll say, what the hell are you talking about, Joe?
and if we ever have deeper conversations about football,
It does happen.
you'll tell me something about football, and then I will go, "What about Tottenham? What are they up to these days? Or what about Crystal Palace?" It's entirely because of that sticker book.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, you're thinking, because the Premier League... Oh, God, here we go.
Here we go.
The Premier League used to have 22 teams around that time.
I remember it well.
And now it has 20.
Oh.
So you will probably remember more teams
Have they
than
found
you might
the other
think.
two yet?
Yeah.
What happened?
The other two flew to Bermuda and were lost forever.
That's what Lost is based on.
Oh, I love that show.
2 lost football
So
teams.
that might be why you remember a certain number of teams.
Well, it's like because
I know all the teams.
I think as a kid, it's like
We never doubted that.
I know all the teams.
if you're the same kind of child who likes, say, Power Rangers,
Yes.
which is a cultural phenomenon around
Well,
the same time,
we like that as well.
yeah,
That as well.
Then
That as well.
you get used to knowing that there are set groups of people and it's color coordinated.
That's what it's all about.
And they have different symbols and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it's the same logic for collecting football stickers.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, Liverpool are in red. They're the red
You're looking
Ranger.
at me for reassurance as
Yeah.
you say that. Yes, that is right.
And it's like Chelsea are in blue.
very good.
And it's like, and Newcastle United
Black and
are
white.
black and white.
Excellent. This is excellent.
Vertical stripes.
Vertical stripes. Nearly.
Crystal Palace are red and white.
Holographic.
Vertical
No,
stripes.
Red and blue.
Really?
Yeah, red and blue.
I swear
vertical
they used to
stripes.
be red and white.
Well, we could have this debate. I mean, you won't win, but
They've never been red and white.
no,
Really?
really,
Never.
I would not shit you on
Even
this,
in
John.
1995.
Well, you're talking like that was ancient history. Crystal Palace have been an
well-
institution since 1900.
Really?
Well,
Most football clubs have been around since that kind of time.
okay.
Victorian.
Tottenham is a light blue.
Tottenham's white.
Really?
Yeah.
Man
Were they
City is
Man
light
City's
blue.
light blue.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Tottenham. They were never.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually, no. Come to think of it, because the only time I've worn a full football uniform.
Uniform?
Kit.
That gave it away, didn't it?
Uniform.
We're definitely taking the lunch money now.
John. Uniform. Was that with your football jacket?
I mean, it is a uniform.
Yeah, I put on the cape and.
Wand and centre.
I would have accepted strip as well.
It was a Tottenham kit, and it was
Yeah.
white
Why?
with dark blue.
Why
Yeah,
did you
sure,
wear
they're
it?
white. They're white with dark blue.
Primary school puts certain requirements on you.
But why Tottenham?
I don't know. I think my dad was like, "Tottenham's all right.
Tottenham's good, I
Tottenham's
guess.
fine.
You like football, don't you, son?
Yeah.
You're going to make me proud."
I had to survive at school, as you say. I
Yeah.
had to support a team.
Sure.
Oh, you got to support a team.
And I had no basis for choosing a team. So I
Right.
chose the team that was geographically closest to where I lived.
Okay.
Premier League team, this is.
Right.
So I lived in Salisbury at the time, so I supported Southampton.
I mean, that's a good enough reason
I
to support.
want to
figured.
say that Southampton play in red.
Red and white.
Yeah, red and white.
Oh, like Crystal Palace. Why has no football see? It's always like, oh, you're completely one colour, or your vertical stripes. A couple go for like horizontal stripes, which is very fattening.
Very fat.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
No one's gone for like stars
No,
or like
or diagonals.
polka
No,
dots.
well, a lot of clubs now that have like the solid colours,
Yeah.
like Chelsea and Liverpool, have sort of a pattern in the shirt now. That's the fashion these days.
Yeah,
That's
but
like superheroes in Marvel films as well.
Sure.
yeah,
it's exactly that.
But that's like, you get up close to Spider-Man, and he looks like a basketball.
Yeah,
He's got
it's
that
made
kind
of
of
honeycombs.
knobbly kind of texture. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about patterning. I want like
You want like,
Yeah.
but the thing is, if they had shapes like stars and polka dots, they look like jockeys.
yeah,
And then it'd be a really, we'd be confused.
and yet somehow the lack of horses on the pitch, I think I'd work it out.
well,
if
Yeah.
I
clubs
don't think
tried
I
to
would.
dramatically change their kits,
They'd
it
be-
would go off. It would go off.
Well, but
So-
does it not get super confusing though? It's like, oh hi, we're Liverpool. Hi, we're Man United.
But that's why they have
They're
white
both.
shirts.
They're both.
Excellent. You struggle with Manchester United.
They're both
then.
They're both just red and white.
Yeah, that's why one of them wears an away kit.
Yeah, I know, but it's
Or,
like.
sorry,
their-
uniform.
Very
Thank
sorry.
you. Yeah. How are you supposed to get like brand loyalty when it's like, well, Reg's been taken? I guess I'll be red as well. I suppose.
Well, I'm not sure they were thinking about demographics in 1900.
Well, that was their mistake.
Well,
Also, all the photographs in 1900 were black and white. So it was
exactly.
pointless
So
anyway.
yeah, it don't make any difference.
And all we could think about was like the black lung and rickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
very
The
big.
color of your local team didn't matter so much back then.
Very big on rickets back then. You
Yeah.
know.
They'd all coughed up black mucus down the front of their shirts anyway.
Exactly,
so,
yeah. They all had a pattern.
I lived with a Geordie at university.
Oh, yeah. Newcastle.
Thank you, for our international listeners. And
don't think that helps, anyway.
he had several kind of locally published zines about Sunderland,
Sure.
for which they were not the biggest, of which they were not the biggest
No,
fans.
sure.
And I believe he used the phrase Mackham.
Yeah. Well, Mackhams is a term people from Sunderland used to describe themselves.
Oh,
so it's not an insult as such.
I realised, like, saying it out loud, I was like, is that racist to someone?
Well,
I hope
my
not.
brother-in-law's
Yeah.
from Sunderland, and he calls himself a Mackham.
Ah.
It's just a.
Never
thing.
heard that before.
It's like calling a new person from Newcastle a Geordie. It's the same principle.
Okay.
Don't Sunderland play in black and white as well?
No, red and white.
Red and white.
But that's very good
Maybe
for a
you're
first
red
try.
white colourblind. Maybe that's what the problem
Another
here
red
is.
and white.
Yeah, this is the problem. Every time
there's
a team
lots
is
of
red and white,
whites.
you think it's something else.
Boring. Purple. Any purple teams?
purple teams?
And I'm not talking
Any
about the Johnson
magenta
Paint
team?
Trophy.
No. Jill's wore a magenta away shirt one
That's a
year.
great play.
That was
Very
good.
happy with
Is
that.
there not a French rugby team who play in pink?
Oh, probably.
Is there a yellow strip?
Yeah, Watford playing yellow.
Really?
Are they Premier League?
And Norwich. Yeah, both
Oh,
those teams are Premier
Norwich.
League,
They're yellow and green.
Yellow and
I
green.
know that one.
Very good.
Delia Smith.
Correct.
Wasn't there a team called Nottingham Forest?
There is.
Oh, there is a team.
They're
is a
still,
team.
still there.
And
They won the European Cup in the 70s
Good
or
for them.
80s.
Green?
Red.
Fuck!
It's
They
very-
should be green. It's called Forest.
Is there a team which is
Yeovil, where you go now and then playing green.
just full green?
Green and white hoops.
Is
White
hoops?
hoops.
It's horizontal.
Oh, that's
Stripes.
hoops.
Oh,
Hoops,
like
they
a
call it
barrel.
hoops. Yeah.
Because it goes around your
Yeah.
midget.
Like a
hula hoop.
Celtic play in that style.
Oh,
of kit.
yeah, they're
So
Celtic,
it's
yeah.
very similar.
Is there any team that plays pure green? Green top, green bottom, green arse?
No.
Is there any team that plays without tops, just bare chested?
No, there
Because-
should be.
Yeah, because do you remember when you used to play with like shirts and skins?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they
I
should
always
be...
made sure I was never on skins because I have not got a body that
I didn't want
want
to be
anybody
skins
to see.
either. No.
No.
I was very bony as a child.
Yeah,
I,
so
looked
I was going
skeletal.
to say kind of like teenage John. That's not a.
I was just a bone.
Everyone was scrawny at school, though.
That's true.
Someone posted on Facebook some pictures of us at school this week.
You say someone?
Will Train, who listens to the show.
Yeah.
Hi, Will.
He's a person. He's got a name.
And I don't ever remember feeling scrawny, but I look scrawny in those photos.
Yeah, I hate looking at pictures of me as a
Yeah.
kid. I
Yeah.
am just a bone.
I
Just one
I
bone.
look like I know we joked about your kind of face, Nick, in a previous episode.
Sure, yeah.
I,
Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we joke about Nick's face?
I look at myself back then. It's weird because I had so much less hair, and yet my face looks so much bigger. It's wild. I've got a lot of hair right now, and my face is, it's big. It's
I
like
think it's the beard.
Yeah, your
I
face,
think your
face
beard
in
balances
head is
out.
covered with hair.
yeah.
Yeah, if you go clean shaven, you look all manner of wrong.
Yeah, all
Right.
manner are wrong. Yeah, no, it's
I'm
not
sorry
right.
to say it so plainly, but
No, I'm
it's
glad
true.
you did. Yeah. Sometimes it's easier to cut friends you've not known as long out of your life.
I mean, you're stuck with me, John. I could say anything to you right now and it wouldn't
Yeah.
matter.
I'm terrified to think that there's a future reality where you and I are like 90 in a retirement home cursing each other.
No, I like to think that you.
Thing is, I genuinely can't rule that out.
No, it's
That's the worrying thing.
I think it's very likely, and I think you'll be there, and you haven't seen me for 30 years. And then
Yeah.
I'd kick the door in, and I've got a double barrel shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm back, boys!
We're on episode 3000 of a show called Hate.
You cut me out, but
Yeah.
not forever.
There's a hologram of Nick in the corner.
You replaced me with a light show.
So orange, any orange team?
Blackpool playing orange.
Really?
There you go.
Which is weird because they're called black pool, so I'd accept black or blue.
Okay.
But orange is stupid.
Well, no, neither.
Is there a team that plays in all black? Just
sweet.
pure black.
Black Rangers.
Don't
Have they wear
think so.
capes
New
in it?
Zealand rugby team.
Yeah, but I'm not talking rugby.
No, all right.
I'm talking football.
Then no.
Okay.
No, okay.
What are the
no,
colours
I
are
don't think so.
All white.
Turquoise.
Leeds United playing all white.
Really?
They must get grass stains up the wazoo.
Yeah, the Wazoo. It's exactly what they wrote on the review. Yeah. Up the Wazoo.
Turquoise.
No.
Oh, turquoise. That'd be good.
Teal.
A lot of away kits are these sort of colours.
Yeah, the
because
looser
they're
colours.
quite rare.
There's a couple which are like maroon.
Yeah, West
Hearts
Ham
playing
is-
sort of a maroony colour.
Yeah.
You're thinking claret, I think.
Claret. Yes, I learned that from you.
So
Claret.
Aston Villa, West Ham.
Yeah, claret and
Scunthorpe
blue.
United playing claret and blue.
Oh, Scunthorpe. Always, right there, back of my head.
Aston Villa's poor cousin, Scunthorpe United.
God, there's got to be another colour. You work in art.
No, that's it.
That's all the colours. Yeah, that's all.
Did it?
You work in art.
Come on, it's got to be another colour.
Indigo.
No, you can't describe indigo.
Rainbow. Is anyone like a rainbow?
No,
That'd be cool.
that would be cool.
I've only like really weird, clashing combinations, like yellow and purple.
I assume we're talking home kits
That's
exclusively
Waluigi.
here.
Wow.
Forest Green Rovers, which is relatively local to us, playing like a neon green and black.
That's pretty cool.
As their home
God.
kit.
Is that like a defence tactic?
Yeah,
Or
well,
something?
they used to play in black and white stripes, and then they got taken over by a local eco man.
Eco Man.
Yes. Oh, I know
Dale,
this story.
Dale
yeah.
Vince, his name is.
Okay.
Who's an eco man.
Oh, I love Eco Men.
And he turned the club colours into neon green and black, and now they wear like a zebra print kit.
And how did the fans react to that?
I don't think they care because they're now stinking rich.
Okay, fair.
Are there any teams that play in a diagonal stripe shirt?
Clubs have, not as a traditional kit. Southampton have played with a diagonal stripe.
There you go.
There we
My
go.
team.
There we go.
My team, the Saints, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not traditional.
Has any team just had like a really big star on the chest?
No,
It's
well,
Captain Marvel you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Newcastle United used to be sponsored by a beer company.
Yes,
Newcastle
Nuki
Brown, Newcastle Brown Ale, which had a big star on it.
blue star, wasn't it?
So that sponsor was a big star.
Yeah, I remember thinking that Newcastle United's strip was black and white with a blue star.
Yeah.
But it actually was their sponsorship.
That was the sponsor.
Yeah. But I think when you got the shiny, because it had their sponsor on their kit. you had
The
little
kits
kit.
were shinies.
Yeah, the kits. That's
The
right.
kits
the
were
kits
shiny.
There was a
shinies.
kit sticker as
There
well.
was a kit sticker and a badge
Yeah.
sticker, and the kits were shiny.
Huh.
That's what I'm thinking of. Because I remember having the Newcastle kit shiny sticker. I remember as well, going back to football stickers, people would have loads of spares.
Always,
naturally.
yeah, always.
And
spare.
sometimes you'd get the popular kids, the rich kids or whatever, who had shitloads of spares, and they would be like heroes because they would come in with a stack with elastic band around it, take the elastic band off, chuck it into the middle of the playground,
Really?
and go scramble, and we would just pile the fuck on.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, to grab because
Good God.
quite often for me, because I would get like a pack a week if I was lucky, but these kids were getting like 5 or 10 packs a day.
Madness.
So
insane.
my best shot as a poor child was to get into that scramble.
Get physically injured.
Yeah, and I did.
Got,
need, shiny.
Got. That's what we used to do.
Yeah, we used to
Shuffle
do
through
got
them.
need. Yeah.
Well, I remember there was. Well, I think we were a bit older. I probably should have been older.
last week, wasn't
but like when Pokemon cards came out, and we probably, I certainly didn't partake in such a thing.
Yeah, you did.
But there was like, as you're getting like news stories about like
Yeah.
Pokemon cards are causing like a black market on the playground,
Yeah.
and children are fighting and gambling, and
Good for them.
I was like, please, we lived through this. I was, football stickers.
Learning
Football
important
stickers,
life lessons.
Yeah.
We had a black market at my school for sherbet straws.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you
remember
sure
those?
that's what they were?
Well,
You
we
know.
did really want them like real bad.
Yeah.
I want to rub them in my
And you
gums.
felt phenomenal afterwards.
I was paying like £1 a straw.
Sure.
Do you remember, Chris Ray, when we were in sixth form, the police came by
Oh, nice.
for a friendly afternoon,
Oh,
like a kind
I
of
do.
community
I know
outreach
what you're
thing,
gonna say,
where
yeah.
they brought their drug testing machine.
Oh no.
And it was like, I remember it vividly, it was like this grey box, and they give you, it was really weird, like a T-shaped like piece of paper.
Right.
And it was almost kind of like sandpaper.
Shaped like the letter T.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, almost kind of like sandpaper kind of texture.
Okay.
Like a coarse sandpaper,
If you will.
and it was T-shaped, and you had to like put your thumb on it,
Right.
Yeah.
on like one of the sticky bits of the T,
Okay.
and like rub it a bit, and then they'd
Jam it in the machine.
jam it in this little slot in the machine, and then it would go like beep 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 beep, and then it would like give like a little printout and would go like, oh, you tested positive for
Methamphetamine.
methamphetamine, yeah.
Always.
But like most people did, because
That's positive.
Yeah, because it was like,
Right.
and they were like, ha ha ha, ha, this is normal. Like,
it's because you handle money.
yeah, like everyone.
Oh.
So it was like, little peak here. That's like a bit of cocaine,
Nice.
that's- And so everyone was like, oh, look at you. You got a bit of like speed. You got a bit of,
It's like got to
meth.
catch them all kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
and we
It's
were
like-
all like having a laugh about it. And I always remember that like 6 people.
Yeah.
It was like, so I get mine like, oh, look at John. Oh, he's been touching drugs. And it'd be like, oh, a tiny little bump there. Oh,
Horse
cocaine,
tranquilizer,
slag,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad. crocodile, you know, the one that's made out of bleach and the stuff under your sink. Yeah.
Charlie's pants.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Wedge, you know. And I'm like, oh, ha. And then like 6 people tested it, and it was like, oh yeah, cocaine. And then like a massive spike for like heroin, really big. And I always remember because the police
like, ooh.
and the police were all like, oh, we're all having a laugh here today. But seriously, if you just join me for a second. And like, I vividly remember it was our chemistry teacher and I think one guy I knew, and the police were like, so you might want to think about anyone you've all been in contact with. If there's one person you may have all kind of like shaken hands with, or just kind of bought heroin off.
You shook hands with him after dealing heroin.
Well, there was Dirty Jez that we all hung out with for like a couple of weeks. So that might be him, I guess. Oh, here he is now.
He's just standing in the corner. Hello.
Do you want to get tested? No, I don't. Oh, I don't want to get...
Do you want to buy some heroin? No? All right.
Wait, joking.
Oh, yeah. Have I?
Bit of buds. Give me a few of those teas.
What do you remember? They were like... I remember this weird news story from when I was younger, and it was like some guy, like some 30-year-old guy, which I get now that I'm past 30.
You are.
Had like pretended to be like a sixth form student.
Good stuff.
How does this work?
And then the scandal had come out, and they go like, student exposed as actually being 30-year-old man, and like teachers baffled.
Big beard came to school on a motorbike.
And then it's like, kind of like a teacher going like, I had no idea. And they show a photo of the guy.
Yeah.
And he's
just incredible.
And he's very clearly a 30-year-old man wearing a school uniform.
It's that meme, isn't it? How do you do, fellow kids?
It's astounding.
It does go to show that maybe like, when I'm planning my heists, for example, I often overthink it. Maybe I just put a school uniform on and everyone's going to think I'm a child.
Yeah, or put like a bank manager uniform.
Yeah.
Or a football uniform.
I'll put a football uniform
Then
I'll be a football.
Just have a sticker that says bank manager.
Yeah, that's what they have.
Or footballer.
Yeah. Hello, my name is bank manager. That'll do.
I need a beer, but also, who's got a hate?
Yes, both of those things.
I've got a hate.
Oh, you go on, you go.
Oh,
you
okay.
go.
Do you want me to go or do you want me to wait?
Would you like a beer, Nicholas?
I would like a beer. Yes.
Well, you
I'll give you the preamble.
prime the audience.
I'll listen as well. I'll pretend like I'm listening.
I hate the fact
Oh.
that.
Uh-oh.
So aggressive.
So, I've got to phrase this right.
Sure.
Um,
Is it about me? Is
Yeah.
that why you're looking at me
That's why I'm
square in
looking
the
right.
face at the moment?
this is so awkward.
Oh, no.
I hate Chris. No.
Oh.
When you leave a machine to do a complicated task.
Sure.
To save you time, and
Yes.
you can go away and you can chill out because the computer's doing the hard
You can
work.
rely on the computer.
You can.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad. I feel really bad for the computer. And I hate this
What,
feeling.
you feel bad about your own laziness around
Well,
the
no.
computer?
Well, partly, I feel like
Or has the
I'm-
computer been fucking it up?
I know my computer's been doing a bang-up
Alright.
job. Like,
Good.
legend.
Good.
But I feel so bad for it because I get to go chill out and
Yeah.
have a nice...
I mean, the
time.
computer's not a sentient being.
I know, but...
That would be different.
But it's doing so much hard work, and it's trying so hard, and like it has to keep working perfectly, otherwise we'll throw it out.
What sort of device are we talking about here?
So, for example, recently I was exporting a video
Ooh.
I had edited / done animation in.
Sure.
And the export took about half an hour.
Oh my
I think
God.
it even took longer than that. I think it took like about an hour, if you
my
can imagine.
Goodness, that's double.
And
double
I
the amount.
hit export, and I was like, haha, now I
Done.
can fuck off.
Yeah.
Because I can't do anything else because my Mac's quite old.
Yes.
So if I do anything else while it's running, it will explode.
I understand.
Set on fire or something. So I was like, I have to not do anything now. So I went
Yeah.
downstairs and watched some YouTube on the telly.
Sure.
And then I started to be filled with guilt that I that I had left my computer working really hard, frame by frame.
Yeah.
Like hand rendering.
Is this your
thing.
real hate?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I thought it was just like a preamble for
Well,
getting to
the
it.
hate is.
I think John's just dismissed this out of hand,
The
doesn't he?
hate is that I hate that I feel this way.
You hate that you
because
feel
I know
guilty.
it's stupid. Like, I don't hate my computer.
Sure.
It's doing a quality job.
I feel slightly bad for the computer now.
Yeah, see?
But then it doesn't, it's what it was designed for. It's what its purpose is.
I know, but I've got a job.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm paid for, and that's what I'm expected to do. That doesn't
But
mean I
then,
love
do you
it.
think your manager or your superior, if you have one,
Mm.
feels bad about leaving you with a job?
I should do.
Yeah, it should. No, it should.
He just fucks off and watches YouTube, and I've got to do all the work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you're like, if you do two things at once, you'll explode.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
thing,
I
that's the
will.
problem.
Absolutely. Oh, definitely. Less than two things.
Less than 1.5.
Do you feel bad on behalf of your computer when you're just using it regularly?
No,
Or
because I'm with it. You see, I'm accompanying it. So this is a solution I've.
You're holding its hand through the birthing process.
I feel like you've
basically.
developed an unusual relationship with this computer.
So I recently bought a label printer.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really exciting. I need to print a lot of labels for a Kickstarter I recently did. And it's the most convenient way of doing it. And I felt a similar feeling when I set the label printer going, because it took about 3/4 of an hour to print 100 labels.
That's a lot of labels, isn't it?
It's a lot.
For a
And
little
that's-
label maker.
Yeah, and it was just chugging away. And I was like, I thought about leaving the room, and I was like, no, I should stay. I should stay with
Does
it.
it have like
just,
a little?
Just hold it.
Does it have like a tiny little LCD screen that just makes like a face?
It's really sad eyes.
I like the idea that the device is screaming while it's doing these things.
Well, it is. You know, that doesn't sound nice, does it?
Hey,
Yeah, well.
Printy, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good, Nick. What's on the docket? And it's about 350 labels, Printy. It's a
God.
bit of a big one. Don't worry.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Don't worry. Don't worry about me, Nick. I'm just here to serve.
I'll be fine.
Why was I programmed to feel pain?
Oh, it's coming out of me. Oh.
I know it's very weird.
How you doing, Printy? Oh, it's fine.
Everything's under control here, Nick. You carry on watching YouTube.
You having fun? That's what's most important to me.
I like the idea that every time you turn like Printy on, it's like, oh, okay, so
You fucking named him now. It's going to be even
Yeah.
worse.
you go.
He's got a personality now.
Bling. How long has it been?
I've been in a liminal space.
How long was I out this time?
Was it? Are there jetpacks now?
Yeah.
Are there, Nick?
They say you feel nothing, but I did. I felt it all.
It's like pain and nothing at the same time forever.
It's like the Winter Soldier. You just wake it up for a mission. You just say, mission time.
Just say 4 words like envelope, catastrophe,
Yeah.
9 and beef, and then it activates.
I mean, that could be someone's trigger words, couldn't it?
I'm so sorry if it is.
Yeah. Do you, at points in your life, have you ever developed like a kind of like an emotional attachment to I'm not even saying like a
Sandwich.
Yeah, but
Definitely
no,
a sandwich.
No, like when you're a kid and you've got a toy,
Oh, big time.
you go like, okay, the toy is a part of me. It's real. I've put a lot of myself into it. But then which I did as a kid, and then I'd also get very attached to kind of like inanimate objects that
Yes.
served me well.
Yeah.
And I go like,
yeah.
I'd be like, oh, lamp, good lamp. We've had.
I can't throw you out.
Yeah.
You've like this is exactly
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's the same
yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
It's like, oh, this lamp has seen
Yeah,
me
I
through
get
some
that.
hard
I can
times.
identify with that, certainly.
Yeah. And I think I'm applying that now to something that's working hard for me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because I was talking to Ali about this hate before I brought it to you guys, and it's not for every machine.
No.
Because, like Ali said, do you feel it for the dishwasher? And I don't give a fuck about
No,
it.
it knows what it did.
That time it didn't clean that plate quite right.
See, all the dishwasher does, just pumps water into a little room for like an hour. And it hopes it cleans everything.
And also, the dishwasher's like super into it.
Yeah.
It's a sex
it's
thing.
getting off on it.
That is its release, if you're pardon the
Oh
expression.
no! So you're saying?
Oh,
all
no,
my dishes-
I'm not saying
What
anything.
you're saying is,
I'm very clear about the fact I'm not saying anything.
Hey Nick, what's on the docket today? Oh, they look greasy.
Hello. Hello, Nick. It's me, dishwasher.
is that a crock pot?
These dishes look dirty.
Oh, someone's been a messy boy.
When do I get the Tupperwares? I never give him the Tupperwares.
I don't like the dishwasher anymore. He weeds me.
Alice, I don't like the dishwasher. It makes me think things.
But yeah, there's things certainly I've been reluctant to throw away.
Yes,
that should have been thrown out years before.
Even though it's not even anthropomorphic. It
Yeah.
doesn't,
No.
it doesn't even have like eyes.
But that's
you
how
know.
hoarding starts. That's what I keep being told by Liz. Which she's right, to be fair.
Hey,
I
look.
could end up with all sorts of shit.
Hey, I'm friends with every one of those 40,000 newspapers I've got in the lounge.
Yeah, exactly. They've all taught me stories.
There's a Japanese spiritual belief around this. The idea that you have beloved items that you use regularly. And
Yeah.
if you then forget them or disrespect them in some way, which is mostly forgetting them and not using them or throwing them out, then they will become embodied with a negative spirit energy.
Sure.
And they'll become a little monster that then terrorizes and haunts you. That's why your broom
It's like-
keeps,
it's all
slapping your ass.
It's like all the bastardized toys in Toy Story.
Yes.
It's exactly like that.
That's
Yes.
exactly it.
There's a There's a kids movie called The Brave Little Toaster.
Which is about a load of abandoned appliances.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
This is
But
probably why.
when you try and humanise everything.
Yeah.
Again, this is how hoarding starts. People think everything has a personality.
I can't throw this away.
Yeah, exactly.
Just imagine how sad it will be.
Exactly, it'll hurt its feelings.
It'll
if I
be
throw
there
it away.
all alone in the cold on
Yeah.
the pile of trash in the middle of the.
And
whatever
kids
it's
now
called.
are exposed to so many things that have been anthropomorphized, basically,
It's true.
that they'll just won't throw anything away because they're worried they're going to upset it.
I don't think it helped that I had a Tamagotchi when I was a kid.
I was thinking about Tamagotchis. Yeah, I think there's a root here. There's something.
I think you're right. There's a psychological taproot here, which we're tapping into.
Yeah.
I can't remember
I understood that
exactly.
reference.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but I swear I've got like a confused memory now of when I was young, and like
I was probably there.
probably,
Yeah.
and Nick might have been there as
Yeah.
well. I don't know. Yeah,
Nick was outside.
Banging on the glass. Please let me in, John.
That was.
I was your Tamagotchi.
I can't remember. I had some object that, again, like we were talking about, I had some kind of attachment to. But it was also the kind of object that you would replace. This is a terrible thing. I can't remember.
Quite disposable.
And I got like a new one. And in my head,
Ultimate betrayal.
in my
You
head,
were betraying
I did
them.
in my head, I swear, I did like a transference ritual.
Oh, you
where I
passed its soul across.
Yeah, and I was like, you've served me well, but that body is old. And you need to go to a new home now.
What? You can actually put your Tamagotchi onto another device?
No, I'm not talking a Tamagotchi would make more sense. I literally mean I had an object.
Like an old light bulb or something.
Like a light bulb, yeah. It wasn't a light bulb, but it was like, and I'm like, oh, that light bulb's dead. Better throw it away. Here's a new light bulb. And I go like, oh, but this light bulb has served me so well. And in my head, I'd go like, just for a second, I'd go like, oh, it's jumped bodies, and
Yes.
it's now in a fresh new body.
Brilliant.
What
It
an
wasn't a
incredible-
light bulb.
I mean, that's your
I cannot stress it enough.
cannot stress
that's
enough.
your way of justifying replacing a light bulb, basically, isn't it?
He does that every time he changes the light
Yeah.
bulb.
Yeah, well, it's,
I mean,
you know.
that sounds like exhausting work.
And believe me, when I reached a certain age and all my like childhood teddy bears had to go in the attic, that's heartbreaking.
Well,
you know.
I was about to say I've still got my childhood teddy at home.
This is
now,
the thing.
my current home.
So do I.
Yeah.
And also Ali. Ali, this is a big thing for her. Like, she had loads and loads of like Beanie Babies and little cuddly toys. We still have them all. And they're all in the bedroom as well, because she won't put them up in the attic, because that
Yeah.
would be so mean.
Oh.
They'd
They'd
be
be
abandoned.
very sad. This is what Toy Story's done to people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I guess the flip side of
She
Toy
probably hates the
Story.
fact I've said that on air now. Oh well.
Too late.
But I guess the flip side would have been if like Andy had never let go of Woody, and he was like a 35-year-old man carrying Woody around all the time.
The end of Toy Story 3 gets me every time.
Even though we know what happens as well.
Yeah.
I've
When he like leaves the toys behind, it's like fucking hell.
Well, I've only watched it once, and it wasn't that got me. It was when
Their
spoilers,
toys held hands in
they're
the
about
furnace.
to die,
Yeah, they accept their death.
and I was like, oh
No,
no!
the end got me. I was like, oh god, I wish I had all my childhood toys with me right here, right now. Megazord.
You had a
Still
Me-
don't know
I was going to say
still don't
that
know having a
you had a
fucking
Megazord. I was going to bring that up actually.
I'm
Yeah.
still annoyed that got thrown out.
That would have been worth something.
That would have been worth a lot now, and I would have cashed in. Oh,
boys, he would
how
have.
I would have cashed in.
My childhood teddy bear was called originally Little Bear.
Nice.
That's very.
And
Imaginative.
apparently, I cuddled him so much that like all his fur kind of wore away.
Yeah.
So at some point, I think it was my late grandma. She knitted a teal football kit, a
Whee!
teal jumper and trousers for him.
Oh, nice.
And he wore an old sock as a hat.
nice.
And I remember my mom. I think when I was at some point, my mom was like, "Well, I always thought that Little Bear would die at some point, so I
Jesus.
bought a replacement."
I thought she was going to say a coffin then.
No,
So I bought a coffin and
So I
then
bought this little funeral pyre. So she had another bear, which at the time was
Oh.
identical.
And that was going to be like
Yeah.
swap out.
Yeah,
kinda
it's like, oh,
you do
John
with-
will never
with-
notice.
with a family goldfish or whatever.
But at some point, she just gave me the backup bear as well, and I was like, well, that's brother bear.
or is it a clone?
But I'm thinking about it now. It's actually a temporal clone, isn't it?
Yes.
Like,
Yes, exactly.
yeah,
It is from an alternate timeline.
they diverged in time.
Yeah, and she pulled it back onto the main timeline.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
had
it's
that.
amazing what your mum was capable of doing temporally with,
I know,
with
yeah.
engineering and everything. Yeah.
I had that with I had my GGs, they were called. So there was a little horse, it's like a blue horse, and it had a squeaker in it. This, that, and the other.
Nice. Sounds great.
Anyway, my mum had drawn round it when I still had it, and then I lost it, as kids tend to.
Kids do.
And then my aunt made me another one. It which is very sweet of her. And then we found the original one. So then I had 2 GGs.
But then you're suddenly conflicted as a child.
No,
and
they're
you're like,
best friends.
But
They have adventures together.
That's even more like the clone paradox.
But my mum still has them in a drawer in her bedroom. I've said, no, leave them here. They're safe here. Yeah. They're fine here. I'll take my bear, but leave the GGs where they are. Thank you.
This is where they must remain.
We're weird. We're weird guys, aren't we?
No, I think this is pretty normal though, because I think you put a lot.
Is it though?
Yeah, I think. Well, no, maybe we should join the army or something. I don't know.
Maybe we need to learn to let go.
I think that would cause more problems of a different kind.
But also, like, I know that somewhere, and I haven't thought about it in years, and it's all coming to the surface now.
This has unlocked something in me now.
But I know that somewhere in my parents' attic, Little Bear and all his friends are in like a blue box somewhere.
Just a bin bag.
And at some point,
Suffocating.
don't.
I'm so sorry.
At some point,
He's a corpse.
I'm going to have to collect them. Because right now, it's like I can deny it because I'm like, they're in my parents' attic.
So what you're saying is at some point you're going to have to make the decision
Yes.
of do I take this into my life
Yes.
and put it in my attic?
Yes.
Or option 2, put it out in your house.
Out in my house, yeah.
Or option 3, throw it away.
And I know when I open that blue box and I see Little Bear, that's going to destroy me. That's going to be horrendous.
It's like Schrodinger's little bear, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, in a way, Chris and I maybe have an advantage here because I have my childhood bear as well.
I've got it.
Oh.
It didn't have a name. I just called him Bear, which is even less imaginative
Didn't
than
care
yours.
about him as much.
He's
That's
in
fine,
our
yeah.
bedroom. Me and Liz both have our childhood bears in our bedroom.
But mine is
that's
in our
nice.
bedroom as well, but he's put away. He's in a cupboard.
Ah.
But I do I don't have to worry about this inevitable situation you're facing, which is the opening of the box and the tears that will well up inside you.
Oh, it will.
Well, it's more like, again, I would probably welcome him back into my life, you know, and he'd probably just, you know, sit. But then at some point, something's going to happen to me. You know, I'm going to, you know...
And then what?
Where does he go?
Pass him down to me. And I'll die.
Because you'll be...
I'll be
alive.
I'm going to live forever. So
I'm going to outlive you.
Chris is going to be
Probably.
present.
Probably. Yeah.
Chris will be present at your death. I'm making a prediction now. I'm not saying he's killed
Unless
you.
he's the one who kills me.
No, I think he'll be there.
No, I think
he'll
he's going to
just
die. I think he's going to die first.
Well, in that case, you'll be there at his.
Yeah, well, yeah.
it's one or the other.
It's one or the
God
other.
willing. That's a solemn vow we made that windswept night.
Yeah, and I'll hear about a week later they've died. I'll be like, all right.
Nick will turn up to record the podcast and we'll both be gone.
Mr. Angel, I'm sorry that both and or John and Chris are dead. Who
Who are you? They were your podcast dads. What?
From your less successful podcast before you hit it big.
Before you did that cyber podcast, you remember?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I think that's.
I've got a hate for you.
Go on.
Okay.
Do you want to change direction slightly? I hate being referred to by names that are unsuitable for my age.
Okay.
So I'm on the job hunt at the moment.
Sure.
Prospective employers.
Listen up.
If the previous 42 minutes haven't sold you.
And I've got a lot of recruiters phoning me up.
Oh, of course.
Daily.
They are gagging for some Christopher Wray.
They really are.
They want what you're offering.
They do,
Yeah.
for some reason. And this one keeps phoning up and keeps calling me Buddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
It is getting on my fucking nerves.
Hey, buddy.
It's getting right
It's like-
on my tip.
I'm like, oh, hi. I won't say his name here. Harry. Hi, Harry. Oh, hi, buddy. How you doing? How you, buddy? Oh, it just grates on me. I'm older than Harry. It's worth pointing out.
Well, I would have guessed.
Yeah,
Actually.
And,
Yeah.
Hi, how are you, buddy? Don't call me.
I
Buddy.
feel like it's shorthand for not having to think about and remember names.
Yeah,
So if
probably.
if he can pull off buddy.
But I'd rather mate or pal. Or
Yeah.
something that's more in line with me, a mid-30s gentleman.
Chum?
Well, that'd be like a posh recruitment.
Slugger?
agency. Slugger's worse.
Yeah, it is
See,
much
Slugger's
worse.
worse than Buddy. I
Slugger
think.
makes you sound like a 9-year-old.
Champ?
Yeah. Same principle.
Hey, champ.
Tiger?
But Buddy's very condescending, I think.
Yeah, not as condescending as Slugger.
Is that not the same school of thought which has led to those emails where people are like, "Hey, I noticed you don't have a air conditioner in your life. I've taken the liberty of scheduling in a 15-minute chat tomorrow. I hope we can discuss your air conditioning needs."
Why is that along the same train of thought?
Because I'm saying these people have all gone to the same marketing training
see.
course.
So
It's an assumption that if we treat you like a friend,
Yeah.
you will, for some reason, buy what they're selling.
But every time he says it, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to shutting it down. At the moment, I'm being polite.
Sure.
And to be honest, the interview didn't go very well, so I don't think I'll hear from him again. But which is why I'm saying it now. But every time he says, "Oh, hi, buddy. Hey, buddy. How are you?" I'm just like, I'm so close now to just saying, "Please don't call me buddy." But then that makes me sound like an asshole.
Unfortunately, there is no way.
There's no nice.
No, you're fucked. Like
Yeah.
you are the bad guy.
Your
no
buddy
matter what.
now. That's
have to accept
just going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't like anyone younger than me calling me anything.
Is that the issue?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
so.
Okay, so if he was older than you calling you buddy, would that be all right? If
It would be less
a 60-year-old man with a cane walked up to you with a large hat with a feather in it, and he was
See,
like,
I'd rather he called me son or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Call me son or,
I have a client that calls
Because
me
that,
son.
that is something that...
a
Is
bit
he
weird.
old, though?
He is, yeah.
Okay.
It's like double
But that's
my age.
something relatively
All right,
befitting
son.
of your age. Oh, he's a Cockney as well.
He is,
So
yeah.
there you go. That's relatively befitting of your
Serious
age
Cockney.
difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would say.
I don't-
Whereas
But
someone
buddy-
in there who's 10 years younger than me, roughly, calling me buddy, it's sir, actually.
But buddy,
It's 30 you.
Yeah.
but buddy is like, it's not that. I don't think buddy is like age dependent. It's just such a weird thing.
It's
to
very
say.
condescending. I think it's
I used to
designed to
say
be
it quite a lot.
condescending.
I used to say buddy quite a lot.
To
Yeah,
who, though?
but to people you know, presumably.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
that's
it
fine.
was.
If it's people who are your friends,
buddy.
yeah,
Yeah, to an actual buddy.
there you
yes.
go. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's different. This is a quasi-professional relationship.
I don't really say it anymore though, and I think it's for this reason that I don't say it
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah.
But if it's friends, I think that's fine. I mean, I call my friends far worse than that.
I think.
Oh, you do?
I think
Lord.
that kind
And how?
But I'm annoyed on your behalf because I think it's very insincere.
Yeah.
I think
it
it's
is,
like
definitely.
these people have literally all gone to the same Swish School of Marketing, or they've watched the same 15-minute webinar.
Yeah.
Which is like dazzle your victim with
Dazzle your victim.
with
That's what it's called.
overly a friendly language.
Oh yeah,
you know.
like listeners of the show, Imi, will testify to this. She had to complain to a company she was saying, and she had to do it by like Instagram direct message, I think.
Right.
And basically, every time she messaged, they would reply with some default reply, and then nothing would happen for like
Sure.
2 or 3 days. She'd send another message to follow up, and she'd get the same introductory beginning message as if it was starting afresh each
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
always started with "Hey, lovely."
Oh.
And I think that's almost the female equivalent
Yeah.
of this marketing fucking lingo
It's like-
of trying to be friendly and
The thing is, I have worked in marketing for 12 years, so I know, relatively speaking, I know these things.
yeah.
So don't do it to me.
Don't shit her.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly that.
Don't buddy a buddy.
Don't bud.
Because if you say
don't
buddy,
bud.
if you say buddy or lovely, you're like, hey,
We're close.
We work hard and we care about the Q1 report, but beneath
But
the
I'd
surface,
rather he
we're
say-
pretty
yeah.
cool.
We're just like you, and
just like
and
you, yeah.
But as you say, he's obviously done a webinar. Why not call your client buddy? That will infer affection and
Yeah.
personability. And
It'll
things
set
like
the
this.
whole conversation
Yeah.
off on the right foot. Will it?
Whereas, in actual fact, a lot of people are wise to these things now. And just every time it's said, you just think, you fucking prick.
They keep doing it though.
Yeah. Oh, and he will.
They're not
He will.
learning. Yeah.
I don't think I'll hear from him again, as I say, and that's good.
Yeah.
Because it was getting on my bloody nerves.
buddy nerves.
Buddy nerve. Very good. Oh, God, that's good.
Oh, I know.
It harks back to the thing when kids try to get you to buy them beer. It's like, all right, mate.
All
All
right,
right, mate. You buy me a 4-pack of Carlsberg. It's like, again.
Why do you
it's-
want
it's
Carlsberg, you
sir.
shit? I'll get you 4 Peronis and you'll shut the fuck up.
It's like, it's sir. And then kids who try to sort of get you to engage in an argument with them. And you're like, what the hell are you doing? It's like going back to you with the kids.
Getting
shouting,
picked on.
Yeah, getting picked on by kids in the field. And they're like, they speak to you like you're beneath them. And it's like, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Sir, I have a mortgage.
Yeah.
It's the same. I mean,
But you can't say that to them.
Do you know who I am? I
No,
have
but
2
they're
cars.
furious. They're furious if you say that to them.
I have 2 cars.
I do like the idea that if a child came up to you and said, all right, mate, buy us a 4-pack of Carlin. And you're like, no, I'll get you a Peroni.
Yeah.
Carlsberg? And it's like kind of like a haggling.
Trying to get to
Yeah.
some middle ground. Like,
Heineken. Ugh.
But there's no possible way in any of these scenarios that you can come away looking good.
no.
I could say, please don't call me buddy. I could just say that to him, and then I'd still look bad.
He'd probably,
even if I did it politely.
on the phone, he'd be like, yeah, sure, all right, mate, yeah, no worries. And then he'd go away after the phone call,
Yeah.
and he'd be in the staff room around the coffee machine. He'd be like, talk to the right twat today.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because Because ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter. But I'm just saying, this week especially, it's got on my bloody nerves.
At this point in my professional career, I would just settle for people spelling my name right.
Yeah.
I've got people.
How often does that happen?
I actually spelt your name wrong the other day, didn't I? I put an H in it for some reason.
Win?
It was on
I was signing that legal document on your behalf.
It was on like Messenger, I think. I just randomly put an H in, which I've never done.
I've missed that entirely.
Thank God. Shouldn't have said anything.
But no, it's like there's people, and again, there's people I've worked with for like 3 or 4 years. And if we were just talking all the time, it was like, "Hi, I'm John. Nice to meet you." I would not mind if they were like, "You spell your name with an H, right?" It's like, "No, I don't." You know, but it's email.
Yeah,
It's email,
this is a big
email,
bugbear.
Yeah, it's
email.
literally there. It doesn't matter how your name's pronounced. If it's literally typed there, your name.
Sometimes
How do people get it wrong?
It's in my
Sometimes-
signature.
Yeah, I'm writing an email and I'll be like 2, and they'll be like, "No, I better just check." And I'll just scroll down because that's the beauty of emails is that when you're replying,
Yeah.
the one you're replying to is just there. Scroll down, there's the name, Miriam, right, with 1 M.
But it's literally the bare minimum.
Maria.
Miriam, yeah, that's it.
That is
That's
literally
my mistake.
Maria.
Maria.
Oh, Irium.
Fuck,
Yeah.
Irium, that was it.
It's
yeah.
literally the least you can do is check their own damn signature.
And all you got to do is scroll down.
Yeah.
It's just there.
See, in my previous job, I had my email like sent from area said Chris at name of company.
Yeah.
And the amount of times, even despite that, people called me Ray.
What up, Ray?
It's
I know.
like, hi Ray. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
How, I don't know, like lazy or incompetent
Yeah.
you have to be.
It's really simple stuff. that.
And also my name, it's pretty damn simple. It's
quite
like
simple. 3
John.
letters.
Even
Or 4, depending on who you are.
Okay, look, the bad John, 4 letters.
Yeah.
The simple John, 3 letters.
Part-
That's right there.
Party time John has got 3 letters. Like business John has got 4
That's like a
letters.
25% efficiency saving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like somebody kept doing it.
It's a wasted age,
And I
isn't it?
started like, I was going to increase, because we were having a long email conversation. I was like, I'm going to increase the font size of my name.
That's
By
just,
1 point.
Yes, every
That's
time.
just passive
yeah.
aggressive enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the right level of passive.
Because as you know, you can't call it out. You can't say, "Hey, fuck you, sir. My name doesn't have an H in it." You can't say that
Yeah.
because you'll be an asshole.
At least you said sir as well.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Exactly. You have some respect. But like increasing the name by 1 point size is expert level passive aggressive.
Yeah,
I've got to say that's really good.
I've had somebody, I've had somebody do it to me. Say like, by the way, you're spelling my name wrong.
Oh really?
And I did apologise. But it was
Well,
kind of like,
but that's the right course of action.
yeah,
I would argue.
But also, it was like,
Did you call him an asshole afterwards?
yeah.
it was like, all right,
I
dickhead.
just threw it back. Fuck you.
I will never talk to you again.
But it was Claire versus Claire, as in
Sure.
Claire with an I or Claire without an I.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Shit,
an
no
I
clash.
is easier to miss.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it can kind of,
You can lose an eye
you can lose an I.
here
An
or there,
H,
can't you?
an H is quite noticeable.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
feel like I'd know it's a H.
Yeah.
Particularly because, like as you say, there's very few letters. 4 to 3. There's fuck all letters there.
Yeah.
Everyone gets my name wrong because I chose to spell it weird.
We have mutual friends in the comics community who, despite knowing you for many years, have had private conversations with me where they're like, "So what's Niche up to?"
Brilliant.
This happens all
amazing.
the time.
And I'm
It
like,
happens all the time.
You do know that's Nick, right? And it's like,
That's amazing.
and they're like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Yeah, it does, doesn't
And
it?
I'm like, "You've met him."
What's niche?
Maybe
up
they've
to?
never said my name. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
So they've met you. You're Nick.
Hello.
But then they think niche is someone else.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
There is the fact that sometimes I'll wear like a mustache, like
Yeah.
a larger mustache than the one I actually
It
have.
says "Call me niche"
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Thing is, niche would be without an E on the end, I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, that's literally how it's spelled.
But I get
Yeah.
where you're.
Yeah.
But I get your. You know, because okay, I know that Nick with a K is like a whole thing.
Yeah, that's like the standard.
But also, your name is Nicholas. So why should? It's one thing to abbreviate.
Yeah.
Why should you have to change a letter?
This is exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
Because I did actually used to go by NICK
Yeah.
for like a few years because I was Nicky when I was a kid. Up until about 14, I was Nicky. And then I thought, no, I'm too grown up for
So
Nicky.
yeah, sure. It's
Yeah.
like Buddy.
So, exactly. So then I was Nick with a K for about 4 years or so. And then I got some sort of self-awareness, as I do when you're about 17. And I was like, hang on, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to add a K in. I don't have a K in this
True.
name. And so I switched to H at that point and never
true.
looked back.
That's a fair reason for doing it.
Yeah.
I would say.
I'd say.
To my family, I am Jonathan.
Yeah.
you
Yes.
know, and it really annoys my mom when I'm like John. if I ever refer to myself as John, she's
Really?
like, no, you're Jonathan. I'm like, yeah, but it's also like
She doesn't really get.
it's also like
surprised.
I kind of like I know you gave it to me, but I kind of own the name now. And
Yeah.
But we called you Johnny for a little while.
Oh really?
yeah, I don't
Not
think,
very long.
I don't think I caught
Like, my
on.
mum still sometimes slips into that. She goes, "Oh, how's Johnny?"
Yeah, it's weird.
We could switch up. You could become
Yeah.
Johnny. I could become Nikki. You could become Chrissy.
I
That
mean,
No.
mine's least good there.
No, it's let's.
I might go back to
I could
Nikki.
be like Ray.
Imagine if I asked you to. I just said start calling me Nikki now. Would you do it?
Probably not. No.
No.
Nishi.
Okay. I'll think about it.
It's weird. Like I rocked J-Lo for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to make that happen, didn't we?
Well, it's weird. It's stuck with only one person, which is our mutual friend James Pegram, who still
Yeah.
calls me J-Lo. He's the only
Well,
person.
the thing is, on as a follow-up to that, he wanted us to call him, because his name's James Pegram, he wanted us to call him JPEG.
That's quite
Which-
good.
Which
pretty-
is quite good.
That's
That
very
never,
good, yeah.
That never
The
caught
thing
on
is, you
either.
can't decide. Even if he came up with the best nickname ever, which to some
Yeah.
extent JPEG actually
You can't give
is,
yourself a nickname. That's
You
what
can't.
we've
It's
talked
a
about this before.
fact.
Yeah.
You
You
cannot
can't
do
give
it.
yourself a nickname.
No. It's no
And he's
good.
got Peaks, which is pretty good.
That's a good nickname.
the
Yeah,
Piegsmeister.
The Piegsmeister.
Yeah, that was the thing.
That's
That
when
was
you
that
wanna-
was that was self-given as
For
well.
a hot minute, yeah.
Refer to his full name.
Yeah. But yeah, we call him Piegs.
Yeah.
It's how we tend to refer to him.
But we've said before that like, our group is a
Full
lot
of
of weird names.
When I
Like,
first met you,
yeah.
before I'd met Chris here, you would tell me stories about your friends, and it was just an assault of nicknames.
Yeah, it's
just,
difficult to keep up sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like for years, I thought that there were
Bazzy Pete.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
love that guy. Another pot of paint to the head.
Leggy Phil, all of these different names, and I couldn't keep track.
Yeah.
And then I started to meet some of them, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you mean Chris and James?
It's still weird because I have to modulate, particularly around him. That one.
This
over
one
there,
here.
yeah.
Hello.
I have to modulate my speaking around you quite a bit because, like, to
What?
me,
In
well,
what-
Chris has
in
like
what
loads
respect?
of different nicknames.
I
Yeah.
reckon I'm going to get insulted by this.
Here we go.
no, because my point is, no, don't get excited because you're like, don't take offence, right? No,
How dare you take offence?
no,
Now
'cause
he's
you're-
offended. Look
Yeah.
what you've done.
I have never called you Chris.
No.
Never called you Chris.
I call you Chris.
So you're,
That's fine.
which is
But
weird.
certain people can get away with it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, because I've never had all the history of like
Yeah.
Rev and Rayman. I did kind of call you Rayman for a bit, and I sometimes refer to you as that. But
Yeah.
I just accept it.
It's quite an honour,
take it
actually,
as
I
it
think, to
comes
have
now.
so many titles. Like, to me, you're Rayman.
Thank you.
Or Rev. And
Yeah.
I love that. It just works. It like,
Yeah.
rolls off the
normally,
tongue.
when you refer to him to me, you call him Rev.
Which is weird. Which is weird because it's like that. There are language rules to it.
Yeah.
Because if I'm describing you
Yeah.
to someone else, oh, it's Rev.
Yeah.
But like if I'm referring to you in
Yeah.
like the
Person.
the proper particle or whatever the
Yeah.
grammatical sense is, you're Rayman.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
know,
Well, that's
yeah.
a bit, I reckon that's because you have to explain Rev,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
which I'm not going to now.
But like,
Well, I think we have on the podcast.
when I
but
talk
yeah.
when I talk to Liz, your significant other, your
Yes.
fiance,
You know her.
I do.
I know her.
I
Yes,
have to
I do
check
know her.
myself and go, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'd
I
get
mean,
who
she
I was
knows- she-
referring
she
to
knows,
if I
yeah,
said
yeah.
Rayman.
Yeah.
I like the idea
She
that you
probably
could
would.
use my nickname. She just goes, who?
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 Anyway, call me Ishmael, but don't call me Buddy.
Okay. I
In
like that.
summary,
That's good.
don't call me Ishmael either.
Okay, sorry.
I've got a hate.
Go on.
I hate the language of advertising, which is somebody breaking through something.
What, like someone bursting through a
Yeah.
paper wall and going,
Yeah.
have I got a bargain for you?
No. It's let me paint you a picture, a word picture.
Yeah,
There is, regardless of what you're advertising, you could be advertising anything.
sure.
You have a character who is having a hard time, or they're in
Okay.
trouble, or they're down on their luck.
There's
and
gotta
they're-
be a better
They're
way.
suffering, and then they'll go like, "Ooh," and they'll like shake their fists, and there's a moment where they've had enough,
Yeah.
and then they'll turn and they'll run, and they will break through. They'll leap and they'll jump and they will smash through a literal, metaphysical, metaphorical wall,
Okay.
and then suddenly the world is all fine.
In colour.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
So we're talking literal marketing.
Terrible marketing is what we're talking about. Yeah. There is an advert right now for, I want to say, vodka. It might be Smirnoff. And the advert is literally like, it's a woman and it's all black and white. And she's surrounded by TV screens and it's animated. It's like 2D animated.
Wow.
And it's like, oh my God, there's an abundance of screens in my life. I'm surrounded by
I'm
screens.
sick of that
What a
shit.
nightmare.
Isn't it weird?
And it's so like on the note. And she's like, oh no, my life is nothing but looking at a screen. no! And then, breaking point, she turns and she runs and she jumps and it goes into slow motion. And as she bursts through this wall of screens, it shatters.
Wow.
And then she transitions into a real, actual human being.
What a visual metaphor that is.
And then she lands on like a beach full of like cool, beautiful people. And then she runs up and hugs people and then they all drink vodka. And that's like...
How does that relate to vodka, though?
Yeah. I mean, what you're saying is, get away from screens and get into alcoholism. I mean...
Yeah.
It's like, are you
Cheers.
sick of being a cartoon character? Well, why not don't be that?
I feel like they've got the metaphor the wrong way round. Like,
Yeah.
I drink alcohol to escape from reality,
Yeah.
to become a cartoon character.
Like,
I feel like one now.
Yeah.
When I drink, I have amazing adventures.
Yeah.
I end up on the train tracks and things like that. So
But it's so lazy and it pisses me off because some marketing person in a room was like, wow, how do we sell vodka?
the reality is that someone paid a lot of money for that concept
Yes.
as well.
And also because it was animated as well.
And it's also, I think it's actually the first thought that anybody ever had in advertising.
break out of the thing.
Yeah, literally break out of the thing. The
But this
first
is-
advert ever.
This is what pisses me off about these ideas that kind of live forever.
Yeah.
Is because every time one of these ads is made, it's because someone thinks they're having a mental breakthrough. They think
a mental
a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
They think, oh my god, what if we had them like break out of reality? And it's like, no, you've seen that before. You haven't just had a great idea. You've seen it hundreds of times before. But every time it happens, it's because someone thinks that they're doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
The trouble is, you pitch to clients, or say this agency has pitched to a client. There's a lot of clients who don't understand what the fuck they're doing, frankly.
Well, clients are idiots.
Clients
Yeah.
are idiots. Yeah, it's true.
So if you go to them with something they're familiar with that they feel is representative of what they're thinking, then they'll just go, yeah, it's fine.
This is why they hate all my ideas.
Probably. You're
I'm coming
too
up with new
adventurous.
shit.
Yeah. You're too unique.
Well, I know you've brought it up on the podcast before, but I mean, a classic example would be you coming up with a innovative logo, and in the first second, the CEO, the client or whatever, going, looks like a penis.
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 Yeah, I had one the other day where I created a logo for a brand, and they were like, "We like it, but it's in quite a dated color." I was like,
What's a dated colour?
"No, that's just not like colors can't be dated." I'm sorry, what?
Was it beige?
Yeah, it was like 70s beige.
Orange and brown?
Yeah.
It was Bakelite yellow. Like, what the hell? I don't understand.
What colour was it?
It was green.
What's I would say green is a very current colour.
It's yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Or, let's flip it on its head. Is it like actually a very savvy marketing company who are like, our clients are idiots. We're going to get paid. We'll just wheel it out. This is the most, like, everybody's got it in the
Well,
the
that's
bank.
probably
Yeah.
more likely what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody's got that idea. It's the first idea that marketing ever came up with, which is someone in a black and white world breaking through a wall
Yeah.
Into a color world.
into a color world.
Into reality.
Yeah.
It's visually representative of being in one place and ending up in another because of that product.
The
That's what it
frustrating
is.
thing
That's
is
all
that
that is.
alcohol is often quite an imaginative advertising space.
Yes.
Because everyone knows what alcohol is and does. And they also know whether they like or drink Smirnoff. It's like advertising Coke. You don't need to say what Coke is anymore because everyone knows what it is. So you can, like, advertising with brands like that are the best brands ever to advertise with because you can almost do anything you want and have a lot of fun with it creatively.
Coca-Cola have been susceptible to negative marketing this week, which has been fun.
Really?
So Cristiano Ronaldo is a famous footballer.
Oh,
He
he
is.
known for
Kicking.
Here we go.
he would do very dramatic when someone like injured him, quote unquote, he would like dive and make a real song and dance of it.
Yeah, that did happen. I mean, so he was in a press conference the other day, and he moved to sort of positioned bottles of Coca-Cola away from him,
Oh.
and just held up a bottle of water and said, "Drink water," and then he just went Coca-Cola, and that knocked £4 billion off Coca-Cola's value.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that happened this week.
Holy crap.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
And he
so any brand is susceptible to something.
And he doesn't,
especially a big brand, it's something
Big
as
brand
simple
is.
as that.
Yeah.
And he didn't have like a contract with
Clearly not.
Coca-Cola or anything
No,
like that.
if he
or-
did,
all he
it's
was
over
saying
now.
is, he was just his comment or social comment was, "Don't drink sugary drinks, drink water." He just moved it out the way and just went held up his bottle.
I mean,
and just went,
that
drink water.
That's an influencer right there.
Yeah.
Like you can
and
say what you like.
knocked $4 billion off their share price
I mean,
or value or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
That's mad.
So that was it's interesting to see that on the other side of the coin, I suppose.
I bet they react to that. I bet we'll see something.
They'll do something hilarious, which is people in a press conference bringing in Coca-Cola.
Yeah, they'll
or
do something like that.
Yeah.
They'll find a way to spin it.
They'll react to it in some way.
They will
Someone will be sitting in a press conference and they'll burst out the press conference
Yes.
into a different press conference.
About how great Coke is.
And then it'll be in like colour and things.
I heard something about vaping
Oh yeah.
and how like
How cool it is.
And now some of our American listeners may be aware of this, but like in America, well, probably over here as well. There's a vaping product called the Juul.
Yes. It's a pen, isn't it? It looks like a pen.
It looks a bit like a USB stick.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's a very,
I've not
very
heard of
low profile, thin, quite stylish looking vape pen.
and it's spelled like JUUL.
Sure.
And apparently there are different laws regulating advertising in the US versus the UK.
Oh.
So like, and I could have got this completely ass backward, but like the general principle is that like in the US, you can advertise it as like I may have got this wrong, but like a lifestyle kind of thing.
Sure.
Like
Okay.
like hey kids, beer's great. You know, oh,
I'm successful and I drink beer.
I'm enjoying this beer, and you can show like successful people like partying on a boat, having a beer, sort of thing.
Aspirational advertising.
Yeah, so like you could have like beautiful people having a beach party, and they're all smoking a Juul. But in the UK, you're not allowed to do that.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like you.
We're
Can,
pretty stuck up over
you
here.
can say like, oh, it's a
Gotta be more
smoking.
factual.
Yeah, you can say like, oh, it's a smoking replacement tool. So you could say like you have a bunch of people talking about, well,
I mean, their advert sounds a whole lot more fun, to be honest.
well, you
doesn't
could go, you could go like, oh, you know, I tried to give up smoking. I found it really hard. Then I used Juul,
This is a step to help me towards.
yeah. So
that goal.
you've got to advertise it in different ways. But now we've left the EU.
it? Oh, here we go.
The EU had regulation.
Benefits
It
of
was an EU regulation. So apparently, I remember listening to a podcast about this. We might be seeing more of that. Like our advertising might actually start changing to be a bit more like America.
Interesting.
Because apparently
That'll be shit.
but
Won't it?
there was
American ads are garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
sorry, our American listeners,
Sorry.
but they are.
They,
They are.
really,
Yeah.
really are.
But also,
Nothing
like,
in that.
but it's weird because there are a ton of restrictions on how you can advertise booze in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's why like so many booze adverts are like weird and abstract.
But I
Because-
like that.
Yeah.
Because I'd much. Do you remember? I can't remember what drink it was now. It was something like Smirnoff or WKD or something. But it was the Judder Man.
Oh,
That
I
was
was
Smirnoff. That was Smirnoff.
scared,
And it was
the
really
hell out of
creepy
me.
and like a
Yeah.
horror.
Was that like Schnapps or something?
Yes, it was Schnapps. That was it. Yeah, and it was like a weird stop motion puppet in a
Yeah.
weird black and white
That was
forest.
terrifying.
And it was this little icicle man who's like, "Beware the Judder Man," and it was really creepy and really weird. But I remembered it.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't say anything except for the fact that the drink gave you a judder when you drank it. I think
Yeah.
was the message.
Yeah.
But it was creative and there was a story kind of. It was like a horror movie kind of thing. It was cool.
You could retire on that advert.
Oh, I bet someone did.
Someone probably did. Yeah.
I bet someone did.
I remember like Channel 4 like did like the 50 scariest moments. You know, one of those kind of
TV.
like those, you know,
Yeah.
talking head kind of things. And the Judder Man was one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I remember seeing like late night or something. I was watching like Channel 4 and 5
scared
used to
me as
show
a
like
kid.
trashy action
Yeah,
movies.
Eurotrash. Literally, it was called Eurotrash. One of
Well,
the shows.
yeah, that was a different kind of night. But like, yeah,
was
like,
porn.
That was
Yeah.
pretty much porn, yeah.
But yeah, I remember seeing the Judder Man. It scared the hell out of me. And David Lynch directed a PlayStation 3 advert.
Oh, is that the one with the girl? The weird girl with the pigtails?
No,
Oh, okay. Oh, PlayStation 3. Sorry, I'm thinking of earlier.
there's a man with a duck head.
Okay.
And it scared. It honestly, like, came on late at night. It scared the absolute Jesus out of me.
I'm going to look that up now.
It was. I mean, like, it
Yeah.
probably looks quite tame now.
But this
like,
is what's so disappointing about what you're saying about this Smirnoff or whatever vodka ad, where it's a person breaking out. It's just like, what do you like? It's a shit ad concept generally,
Yeah.
but for it to be in the alcohol area, it's just
It's just
Actually-
boring because I suppose the first time it's fairly visually representative of a journey. In
I
terms
suppose,
of
yeah.
I guess
the first time, but we've seen it 50 times, 100 times, whatever.
Actually, come to think about it, it did end with like beautiful people on a beach, kind of
aspirational.
drinking
Yeah,
vodka.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
It's
already
already
begun.
happened.
It's already begun.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Go see.
We're in the singularity.
That's what's happening. You're going to see loads of them now.
Sexy people getting fucking wasted.
I've had one shot of vodka and now I'm just done for the
Tanked.
day. You don't see the aftermath in any of those ads, do you?
No.
Weirdly. That's weird.
Like 10 o'clock at night and everyone's staggering home.
Imagine advertising alcohol with a hangover.
Yeah,
Load of people like feeling shit in the morning, drinking like I don't know Lucasade, eating a bacon bap to try and get through it.
It's kind of weird when like, do you get it? I don't watch a lot of terrestrial TV anymore. Oh, God, I'm old. Calling it terrestrial. I don't watch a lot of regular TV anymore. But you used to get like adverts selling like really mundane, boring products. But they'd have like a character.
Yeah, like a mascot or something.
Yeah, well, not like a wacky mascot. It would be like not like a Geo Compario, but like a regular kind of human being.
Okay.
And then they'd become popular.
Yeah.
And then there'd be like a narrative.
A bit like Barry Scott with the.
His name wasn't even Barry Scott.
Well, I'm thinking of a bit before our time, but like.
Oh, are you thinking of the BT ads with the family?
Yes.
And then they split up.
Yes.
And there was like it was like a soap opera.
Oh yeah, it went on for years. That
Yeah.
and it was the guy out of My Family.
Yes, Nick. Yeah.
Or what else was he in? Love Actually, he was in
Yes, he was.
very briefly.
God, I was thinking about My Family. Sorry, everyone. My Family was a
I never watched My Family.
BBC sitcom. I never watched it, and I somehow still hate it. It was such low-hanging fruit. It was.
I never watched it. I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about
The
that
title
show.
alone was enough to put me off. But yeah, like they weren't the first to do it because the Oxo family apparently were famous for, coming up with this concept.
And
of,
bear in
like,
mind, they're only on TV for like how long is an advert? Like 30 seconds, 40 seconds,
maybe a minute max.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like there was Coffee, but like Anthony Head, Buffy, Giles from Buffy.
Yeah.
He sold like Nescafe in like the 80s, and it was like this whole like romance between him and this woman just because they loved coffee. They loved instant coffee.
It's like will they, won't they?
And they got married. It took like a decade. And they got married. It's coffee.
They love
For
Nescafe.
God's sake.
It's coffee.
Yeah.
A relationship founded on Nescafe.
Wow.
If your advert, God, what is wrong with our country? If your advert makes like national news, like, oh, the guy from the BT adverts is going to university. Headline news in the Sun tomorrow.
Well, that's free advertising. That's
genius.
the
actually,
dream.
Sadly,
it's genius
That's
and
the
it's
dream.
depressing. And and that's where I'm like, we don't deserve to escape this rock that we're all trapped on as a species. That's embarrassing.
this is why we will always remain a Type 0 civilization.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, folks.
Sorry for the prediction there.
Anybody got a love?
I suppose it's me, innit?
I think it might be Nick.
In it, bruv.
Yeah.
So I've got love.
Oh.
Last weekend, I played disc golf.
Oh.
Okay.
Played-
Frisbee golf.
Essentially, yeah.
Nice.
But they don't call it frisbee golf.
Yeah,
Disc
golf.
yeah,
so you get off
Is
that.
Frisbee
you
is
nerd.
Frisbee a brand name?
Maybe it's the next
Uh,
question. Oh, is it like Hoover or Kleenex?
Could be.
I bet it is.
Anyway.
Anyway,
It's the
disc
same
golf.
principle.
Same
yeah.
principle. So you go on a course
Yep.
and you have 3 discs
Nice.
in your pouch. You don't have a pouch. You have
Your repertoire.
Yes.
About your person.
You have a driver. You
Nice.
have a mid-range, and then you have a putter.
Wait,
Just
wait,
like
wait.
actual golf.
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
the disc sizes are
Well, they
Oh.
look the same.
sure.
I was gonna say, are they not?
Are they weighted
The same.
differently?
They look the same.
Okay,
They
yeah.
feel the same, but they're not.
Oh, sure.
Because if you go
Different
online,
colours.
there's a big old like community. It's a sport. Like it gets televised, like with commentators and everything. I've watched clips on YouTube because I got quite into it.
Oh yeah.
Because turns out I'm actually really good at disc
Brilliant.
golf.
Wait.
I was playing against Alice and my parents, and
Nice.
I smashed them to bits.
And your parents are 60
Shut up.
something?
Don't make this.
What are you inferring?
I'm saying that their bones might be weak, and
Yeah.
that's why you.
They have a course in their village that's just opened, and they've been playing a few times, and they absolutely love it.
Nice.
So we went down to visit them, and they were like, "Hey, let's play disc golf," and they had a spare set of discs, and we were like, "Yeah, cool."
Do they own their own discs?
They do.
How about that?
Yeah, you can rent them, but they bought their own because they're very cheap online.
Nice.
So apparently, yeah, they are different. Like these different ranges, they're different. I mean,
That sounds like a marketing technique.
if you look at them side on, like look at their cross section, they are different cross sections. But whether that's making any difference, I don't know. But I'm
Well,
gonna do.
the capture of air and things like that.
So you throw it down the fairway, as it were.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and then where it lands, you then stand and then you throw again from that point.
But
Exactly like golf.
you can switch though.
But you can switch at any point.
Yeah.
So you just have to stand from where your disc landed, and then you can switch disc wherever you like.
Right.
And I did actually start to find that one particular disc was doing me very well.
Sure.
So I could keep that one straight and on the level.
I suppose you can use whatever disc you want.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to use a putter when you putt,
Yeah.
as it were. But what my love is I went online to look at like buying discs and the names of those
here we
discs.
go.
Oh boy, like
He's got a web link.
they have
Yeah.
they have a very
Come
inflated
prepared again, this guy.
they have a very inflated idea of what a disc is. For example,
Okay.
the proton trace,
Oh,
God.
hello.
the star invictus,
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm getting a language here. There's a.
the neutron relativity. Oh, imagine that. The Opto Air Ballista Pro. Not just the
Pro.
regular Opto Air Ballista.
That's wow and shit.
Pro, right? Some of these are like 20 quid. Okay? The Fission Wave.
It's a disc. I'm sorry.
Well,
No.
is it, Joel?
The first run Grand Rive.
Look, I like a frisbee. I'm not going to be the guy who's like, no.
Yeah.
This is okay. A frisbee. Okay, aerodynamic. I imagine there's a bit you can do with that.
Maybe. There's all sorts of fucking terminology and shit as well,
Yeah.
This is a Beyblade. You're not putting bloody like chains on the outside of it, or
Now you're talking. I'd play that.
I spent a whole day researching a frisbee for the dog. I'm not lying.
Discs. Disc
It's
technology.
great. The dog loves that frisbee, and I can chuck it miles. Like,
Okay,
it's great because it's so aerodynamic.
No, this is my point. But you perfect a disc or a frisbee.
Surely once you've perfected it.
Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Like it's a disc. It's a
But
flat
surely there's
disc.
always room to improve
No, there isn't.
aerodynamism.
The thing is, I think they would say that there is, and I honestly don't know.
I don't think we're as aerodynamic as we can be.
What with our disc
Just
tech?
generally, just in life.
This is Harry.
I would
I
agree
could
with
be
that.
more aerodynamic.
If I threw you,
Yeah.
I would probably be way under par.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think he'd be a regulation issue.
There was no one there checking the disc.
Part of me might be. It's hard to say. Isn't
Yeah.
It?
So
I don't know which part, but
The holes are quite weird because they're like raised. So
Yes.
it's like a stick and there's like a basket.
And I remember seeing these on like Toronto Island, and I remember wondering what the hell are they?
Yeah. So it's kind of like goes up to about the height of a person,
nice.
and then there's a basket at about waist level.
Right.
It's like kind of like a hanging
So
basket.
you've got to get it in there.
Yeah, but there's like loads of chains hanging above the basket. So you aim for the chains and your disc will
Ah.
get sort of lodged in the chains and then fall into the basket.
Okay.
Is the idea.
I can see that working like, as a game.
It's a great
I'm
game.
not knocking
Yeah.
the game.
It's
I
a
can see
great-
that
it sounds
working.
like
I can see it working really well.
My
actually,
kind of
yeah.
wheelhouse, this game. Actually.
Yeah, I think it's gonna catch on if it hasn't already. It's been going since 2010, I think.
Yeah, because I think all you need is like a vaguely like
Decent
mobile forearm, basically.
I,
yeah.
I throw a frisbee real nice.
Oh,
I
Just
bet
you
you'd be
know.
quite a good golf.
Yeah, I reckon.
discer.
I'm up for trying this.
why
yeah.
can't we go disc golfing?
See, this is
or
what's so
disc ball?
frustrating
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that after playing it with my parents down in Amesbury, I was like, Cheltenham's bound to have a course. No,
Yeah.
we don't.
I bet it will.
I bet it
Eventually.
will. I bet it will.
Eventually it
But
will.
there is one fairly close. Like I think Oxford Way,
Oh,
maybe.
we should go.
We
should go.
Yeah,
We should play disc
That'd be
golf.
well good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should.
I'd love some disc
Show
golf.
called Hate Disc Golf Sesh.
Yeah, done.
The only thing that's like, I think having, I'm just going to say it. I want to alienate another sport. I think,
What colours do the players wear?
I just think like having 3 different discs, I think is bullshit. I think you just have like one decent disc.
One solid
I
disc.
reckon John might change his tune once he's played.
The thing is,
Unless they're heavier. This one's made of lead.
I reckon if they look
a gold one.
it's not so much weight, is it, with a frisbee? It is the actual.
I
shape.
definitely did notice a difference.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be sure whether the difference was me throwing it different. Because, of course, I don't throw it the exact same way every single time.
No, this one's square.
But there was a square one. That was a ceramic tile. But there might. The thing is, I actually want there to be a difference because I like the
yeah.
idea of there being a technical, nerdy aspect
Yeah.
to this and like getting into the best drivers and the best putters. I like the idea of that. I'm not convinced there is a difference, but I've only played once.
bet
What do
you-
I know?
This is like the sister sport to extreme frisbee,
Yeah,
which is a bit ultimate frisbee,
Ultimate
which is a bit more like football. But
Ali
you're-
dated before me a guy who played for England for a while.
Wow, he sounds fucking rad.
Really not. I can't match up to him.
Can we get him on the podcast?
What's he doing?
I hope he's not listening.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so he was radical, and he played.
He probably played hacky sack as well. I don't know.
I went to join the Ultimate Frisbee Society at university.
Did you?
And then they presented me with a whole rule sheet and were very militant about it. And I was like, oh, fuck this.
I just want to play.
I just want to have a laugh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I knocked it on the head.
Disc golf. That's what you want.
Yeah, disc golf sounds good.
There should be an inspirational movie about you. about the guy.
About just knocking it on the head, yeah.
No,
Or a documentary series.
No, I give up. Yeah, it's not worth it. No, about the guy who fought the system.
Yeah. Just gave up.
Ultimate Frisbee's
Basically.
become stale.
Ultimate Frisbee, the ultimate just giving up story.
I had to learn half an A4 sheet of rules. Fuck that.
Oh, it was just they were like, "Hi, do you want to join Ultimate Frisbee?" Yeah, I do actually. Right, here are the rules of Ultimate Frisbee. You will obey by the rules of Ultimate Frisbee at all times. I'm like, oh,
You people have lost sight of the soul of Ultimate Frisbee. I'm bringing it back to where the way it was intended. Two drunk men in an alley with a plate.
yeah. And I
With
went,
a willow pattern play.
and I went in that alley and I knocked my friend out. And we never spoke about it again.
I honed my skills on the garage forecourt, playing illegal hubcap frisbee.
Oh god. I got a love.
Go on.
Why not? Yeah.
I like stuff that I can get for free that works just as well as the paid for version.
Oh.
Like that toothpaste.
Like
We're
that.
still stealing.
Yeah, exactly. Works just as well, if not better.
Your black market toothpaste.
Yeah, so Microsoft Word is fucking expensive these days.
It
So
is.
it certainly
You've
is.
got to pay an annual fee for it. Why not download one of its free equivalents instead, which I have done, and I'm loving it.
Like-
WPS something.
like Macrosoft Word.
Yeah. It's Microsoft Ward.
Yeah.
With 23 letters.
Michael's verbals.
But no, we downloaded it, and Liz was skeptical. I think she'd tell you herself.
Understandably.
And then today she was like, she said to me, "Thank you for that, because it's actually working very well."
Ah.
So maybe it speaks to the student in me, but I love
Fuck
getting
you,
stuff for
Microsoft.
free that works just as well as something I could have paid for.
What's the name of it?
WPS Office.
Okay. Yeah.
It's great.
You
It just
can't-
works just like Word, and you can save it in the same file formats and everything.
You can't
I don't work
I
for
bet
this
you can't
company.
No.
save it as docx though,
You
can
can. DocX. Big time.
Export as a PDF?
Yep.
Holy shit, this is game changing.
Yep.
Plus,
I
because
can't
you're not
resist.
buying into Bill Gates' bullshit, you won't end up as magnetic.
Exactly. Yeah, he won't be able to track where I am apart from my phone.
Oh,
and
his
my-
star's falling. Like, everyone loved him.
Right. Bill
Now-
Gates' star
yeah.
is. There we go. That's the takeaway from this.
Official.
Bill
Yeah.
Gates' star is falling. He's on the way out.
That's my sell.
Yeah.
That's my hot
That's-
tip.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
He's on the
You've
way
probably
out.
just lost $4 billion from
Yeah,
Microsoft.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You've just slagged
Yeah.
off Bill
Influencer.
Gates.
At
and
my
they've
press
lost it.
conference, I swept a PC off the table and just
Yeah.
picked up a Mac.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's how PR works.
Why you had both of those at a press
I was like, don't use that. Use this. Wait, what's that? What's this button? Nick, help me.
Why is there only one button?
I can't use
Nick
Macs.
just runs in going, "He's struggling! Help him!"
I can't use Macs. I hate them.
No, I don't mean you. I mean the computer.
The Mac's on fire!
The Mac is struggling.
Mackie, no.
Mackie, I feel so sorry for you. Full
Don't-
circle.
Don't cry for me.
I love you.
dead.
I love you.
So yeah, if you can get something for free that you would
Fucking
normally
do
pay hundreds of pounds for, I would suggest you do it.
Soiled mattresses.
And
for
that'll
example.
stick it to Gates.
Yeah.
We said Gates, didn't we?
We did.
And all the others.
You know,
What's the other guy?
Bezos.
The Mac guy.
Bezos.
Yeah.
The
All,
Mac guy
all
who
of them.
died.
All of them. They'll suffer. They'll lose £100. They'll suffer.
Jobs.
They don't need
Jobs.
you. They say, well, we'll see about
We'll
that.
see.
oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a hay fever incident. You keep filled with dead space. I'm gonna go blow my nose.
Oh my
Keep
God.
the jokes coming.
John, having said he didn't have hay fever, now has hay fever. That's terrible audio,
He's a liar.
John.
He's a liar. I've always said it.
You could have stayed on mic for that.
Oh no.
That would have been great audio.
Nobody wants to hear that.
No, they don't.
Wow.
That's true.
This is why I don't understand.
I think they probably did anyway, to be
Is
honest.
it because I opened the door for like 2
the house
seconds?
has been sealed for like
Yeah, but then I came
an
round
hour and a half.
broke the hermetic
Yeah,
seal.
Jesus.
I came in with pollen all over me, to be fair.
He was
Yeah.
rolling in the poppies.
Yeah, I
Oh.
do like it.
Anyway, I've got a love.
Go on.
Oh, yeah.
Is it hay fever?
Yeah,
I love it.
I love the way my nose bleeds. I love bias lighting.
Oh my God. That sounds like you've just made up a word.
No, it's real. No, I tell you, sir, it's real.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your full mouth.
Shut your liar's mouth. No, I obviously been spending a lot of time at a computer lately, as in this past year. Forever, my life. And I was getting a bit of eye strain. And I've often thought, like, gosh, I mean, like the light from the window, the darkness in the corner. I feel like I could do something about my lighting situation at my desk.
Sure.
Sure.
So I went on Google.
Oh, I know Google.
No,
Google. Who owns Google?
We'll
stick it to them as well.
I use the free alternative, Gaggle.
Dog
yeah. And I was like looking at like eye strain, and people recommended like backlighting
The wall behind your computer.
Yes.
We've just done this with our telly at home.
What? So what is this?
Well, so like, do I get a lamp? And they're like, no. What you want, right? Ambient lighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you stick it to the back of your telly or something?
Yeah.
Light strips.
Yeah. I went on the old Amazon.
Who owns Amazon?
Zamamon.
Bezos.
or
We'll
whatever.
have him as well.
We'll have him.
And basically, you can buy this thing called bias lighting.
I didn't know it was called that.
No, I've never heard
Apparently,
of that.
yeah.
I just bought an LED strip.
Which is like, and it's like long strips of LED lighting.
Like almost like sellotape, but it's like
Yeah.
little blobs along a tape.
So you plug them in.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
took my screen off and so basically you run it. It was designed to go around a bigger TV than my computer screen. So I had to kind of like loop it a bit.
But you can cut it.
Okay.
Can you?
Yeah. You can only cut the end off you don't need, but you can cut it. That's the beauty of it. That's what's so cool about it. We cut ours. Because ours was for our big telly, and it goes around the perimeter of the back of the telly.
Yeah.
But then we got to the end and we had spare. Just snip.
Yeah.
And it still works.
And this
Yeah,
comes
I'm
with like a
gonna have to
little
think about this.
little button that you can like.
Yeah. Little remote. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Right. So now I've got a row of invisible lights, a rim of invisible lights all around my screen.
Nice.
And I've got like a little remote which is stuck to the wall. And it's
changes the
got
colour.
like 9 colours.
Yeah.
And 4 levels of brightness.
Whew.
Oh, I love it. I want to bias light everything now. I'm like, just give me a thing. I'll stick an LED light to it. I love it.
And we can plug the
clock over
USB
there.
of the light into the telly.
Yes.
At the back of the telly.
Yeah.
So when we turn the telly on, the lights come on.
Yeah.
Then we turn the telly off.
Oh, that's clever.
Oh, yeah, and it's
Ooh.
the same with my screen.
Yeah,
It's-
I might have to
it's-
think about
Yeah,
this.
It's very cool.
it's delightful. Yeah.
You've given me both of you have given me some good information today.
What did I give you?
The Frisbee.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I was suddenly thinking, what the hell did Nick
There's
contribute?
no
that
way
was-
I
that was-
contributed.
That was very interesting.
I can't remember anything.
That was
about
very
it,
You
yeah.
better play this.
And this
Scott.
is equally interesting.
Yeah, you
but
should.
in a very different way.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, capitalism. Yeah. Ooh,
Ooh,
bad
Amazon,
and all that.
yay.
Amazon. Oh, Jeff needs the money, but
Is there a free alternative to either of these things?
Might be a cheap alternative.
we could just dig a hole and play Frisbee.
That's true.
We could do that.
Just throw a disc in a hole.
I
Yeah.
could just put a light bulb behind the TV.
You could.
and that
But
would
then
be-
you get very attached to the light bulb. You have to do a
Yeah.
stolen transference ritual. And
Like- Lighty.
It's all come together this episode, I feel.
Yeah.
we're getting good at this
Yeah.
feeling it.
podcast.
There's a lot of
thing.
synergy. Yeah,
There
I find
is.
like we had 86 episodes of like black and white shit,
Filth.
and now we've broken through the wall.
This is all totally unscripted. It's worth reminding
This
people.
is how to do it. This is how you podcast. I feel like we've done it now. We've passed the threshold.
It's
Oh, it's
good
tremendous.
that it didn't take us that long.
It is good, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It bodes well for my job search.
Honestly, when we hit level 100, it
level
doesn't-
level 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you know.
Are we
what I
doing
mean.
levels? Are
Each
we?
episode is a level.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're at level
The
87.
game
Okay,
doesn't
yeah.
really begin until level 100.
That's what they
like,
say.
That's when we get into the
that,
real.
That feels like I've wasted a lot of time.
Triple digits.
Triple digits.
It's
How
like
about it?
I couldn't learn to enjoy whiskey until I drank like
Lots of whiskey.
lots of whiskey.
few
Yeah,
bottles.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
one
what I tell
night.
my doctor. Well, on that note, what do we think won? Love or hate?
I think I've got an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say love.
I'm gonna say hate.
It's down to you.
Oh, well, I don't like being called Buddy
You don't.
at all. I mean, I do like the free stuff.
Is that
though.
a bigger
It's a
deal?
quandary for me.
That's the
'cause-
thing.
And I liked your loves very much.
I've enjoyed this whole experience. It's just,
Just had a great time.
I'll
nice
tell
to
you
have
what
you
I'm
around.
going to do.
Go.
I'm
Okay.
going to go for love.
it's
Because
a Christmas miracle.
Yay!
because those loves of yours were very interesting to me.
Okay.
And that's all that matters.
Really, it is.
Yeah.
That's what this show. First and foremost, I think when we set out to make this show, was like, let's make an educational show. Let's make something that has value. You know, transactional value for our listeners.
Was that the brief?
I think so.
Oh, well, I failed on that one.
I really want to do like a clever outro, but my nose is starting to sting something fierce.
Are we gonna give you some light relief?
If you just
not like that.
If you just want to throw up.